I'd just begun to write this story when a literary pal of mine who'd had a sticky night out with the pen club blew in to borrow bicarbonate of soda, and I thought it would be as well to have him vet what I'd done in case I might have foozled my tea shot. Because, except for an occasional anecdote in the drone's smoking room about Scotsmen, Irishmen and Jews, and even then I generally leave out the point, I've never told a story in my life. And the one thing all the cognoscenti stress is that you must get started right. So I said, "I say, can I read you something?" And he said, "If you must." And I said, "Right-ho." "I'm trying to get down on paper," I said, "a rather rummy experience that happened to me about a year ago. I haven't got very far yet. I start with where I met the kid." "What kid?" "The kid I met," I said, and kicked off as follows. The kid was sitting in one armchair. I was sitting in another. His left cheek was bulging. My left cheek was bulging. He was turning the pages of the National Geographic magazine. So was I. In short, there we both were. He seemed a bit restless, I thought, as if the National Geographic wasn't holding him absolutely spellbound. He'd put it down for a minute, and take it up for a minute, and then put it down for a minute again, and it was during one of these putting it down for a minute phases that he looked over at me. "Where," he asked, "are the rest of the boys?" At this point my literary pal opened his eyes, which he'd closed in a suffering sort of way. His manner was that of one who has had a dead fish thrust under his nose. "Is this bilge," he asked, "to be printed?" "Privately. It'll be placed in the family archives for the benefit of my grandchildren." "Well, if you ask me," he said, "the little perishers won't be able to make head or tail of it. Where's it all supposed to be happening?" "In Hollywood." "Well, you'll have to explain that. And these armchairs, what about them? What armchairs? Where?" "Those were in a dentist's waiting room. That's where the kid and I met." "Who is this kid?" "He turns out to be little Joey Cooley, the child film star, the idol of American motherhood." "And who are you?" "Me?" I said, a bit surprised, for we'd been at school together. "Why, you know me, old man. Reggie Havershot." "What I mean is, you've got to introduce yourself to the reader. He doesn't know by intuition who you are." "You wouldn't let it gradually dawn upon him in the course of the narrative?" "Certainly not. The first rule in telling a story is to make it thoroughly clear at the outset who's who, when, where, and why. You'd better start again from the beginning." He then took his bicarbonate and withdrew. "Well then, harking back and buckling down to it once more, my name, as foreshadowed in the foregoing, is Reggie Havershot, Reginald John Peter Swithin, 3rd Earl of Havershot."